I call this meeting to order. This is Palisades Park Board of Education working session regular business meeting on July 15, 2026, Wednesday. The meeting started at 6:33 p.m. at the Early Child Center, 270 First Street, Palisades Park, New Jersey. Everyone please rise for the flag salute.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board Secretary, Ms. Steve, would you do roll call?
Ms. Chu Chong,
Present.
Ms. Su Young Park,
Present.
Ms. Boyoung Yu,
Here.
Mr. Aaron Pack,
Here.
Mr. Jun Yoon, Mr. Sergio Kaye, Mr. Ray Clark,
Present.
Ms. Im Gyo Kim, Mr. Justin Jong,
Present.
Mr. Carl Abana,
Present.
Mr. Emilio D'Andrea,
Here.
Bushnell,
Oh, here. Sorry.
In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, I hereby state the notice of this regular meeting has been provided to the public by a written notice dated January 15, 2026. The meeting notice has been emailed to all staff members at the district's three school locations, communicated to the record, filed with the Board of Clerk of Palisades Park, and posted on the district website. Now we will go into the working session to discuss and review the agendas. And our first business agenda is approval of board minutes.
No June King.
The board meeting is the last month, June 24, 2026. It's a regular board meeting. We have two meeting minutes to approve. That's one is the regular session and the other is executive session. Do you have any correction requests on the minutes? No. Then next, finance, Mr. Jordan, you're here and right behind me.
Finance, we have 19 consent agendas. First is staff member visitation workshops. Teachers. Number 2 is approval of the July bill list. Number 3 is approval of the July bill list of 26-27 school year. 4 is approval of June payroll. Number 5 is Secretary's financial report. 6 is ratification of board secretary's monthly certification budgetary line item status, May 2026. 7 is transfers for May 2026. 8 is treasurer's report, March 2026. 9 is treasurer's report, April 2026. And 10 is treasurer's report, May 2026. 11 is approval of professional service agreements. Care Plus New Jersey, CCL Therapy. Number 12 is tuition reimbursement. 13 is student transportation contract. 14 is NJSIAA, New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association. And 15 is Leaders to Leaders Mentor Program. 16 is petty cash adjustments. 17 is commission for the blind and visually impaired contracts. 18 is out-of-district contracts. And 19 is approval of Delta dental insurance agreement.
Thank you. Do you have any questions and discussion in finance?
May I just make a
Yeah,
comment?
sure.
Just number 19 was added this evening. My oversight, I received a renewal. I forgot to give it to include on the board agenda prior, but these are the new rates for the upcoming school year. And then I also want to thank our treasurer of school monies. As you're seeing this evening, March, April, May are now included with the board secretary and all the reports for May from my office. We are going to work together to hopefully by the August meeting to have our June reports in sync, reconciled moving forward. So I have to say thank you to the treasurer who, just like myself, had to catch up from April of 25 to present. So I have to thank her for her efforts in working with the district to get this all up to date. And the goal is to stay within the 60-day time period moving forward for the 26-27 school year. We're getting closer, folks,
Yeah.
to getting things in sync and moving forward. So thank you for your patience, and we hope to continue to move forward in that direction.
Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you for your hard work as well, and to the treasurer. And we're almost there, as you say. So that's item number 8, 9, 10 for treasurer's report.
So for the governmental, is it an increase? I mean, minimal or?
Minimal increase from what I remember where they came through. So again, it's renewed. We use Brown & Brown consultants. They do the marketing, and this is what they came back with.
Are we still used with Brown & Brown?
Brown & Brown has handled this for the district.
But
They-
it's in the past, right?
Yes, in the past.
That's in the past.
And, so we'll continue to use them for these small projects, and I hope you don't mind through our conversation earlier. If you don't mind, since we're on the finance, I have sent a letter out to Brown & Brown to request our experience rating from the state health benefits program. You're allowed to get a report from them every 2 years free of charge. We're outside of that 2-year cycle, so I have requested the report to determine if we should bring on a health insurance broker to review and go out for an RFP to potentially move away from the state health benefits. But until we get our report telling us in simplistic forms, premiums you paid versus claims you paid, if you're anywhere below, give or take an 85% number, they normally recommend you go out and shop. If, as crazy as it sounds, if you're above 85%, sometimes it doesn't make sense to go out and market because you're not favorable at that point. I still to this day don't understand how being 15% below premium cost is not a favorable number, but that's what's been shared with me. So once we get that report, we'll analyze it, and we'll come back to the board as to a recommendation as to do you start looking to move away from the state health benefits. And reports are that in the real near future, they're going to announce their January 1, 2027 rate renewal numbers, and every forecast right now is indicating high double digits, similar to last year. So that's a major impact on your budget starting January, but we did budget, if I remember correctly, a 30% increase for the 6-month period. So hopefully we'll be within the budget guidelines of that. So we are working and looking at numbers to see if it's beneficial to the district, and be mindful per your union contracts, any program that you subsequently may bring in must be equal to or better than the current program you're offering through the state health benefits. So we are mindful of that also.
Is there a chance that the other outside?
I do know of a company out there that has now promoted a self-funding insurance program that I did speak to Brandon Brown about. They are aware of it. They said that they moved roughly 14 smaller districts into this self-funded system. But again, it's all based on your experience rating to determine if that fund is the right one for you. And again, they market it, they analyze it, they'll make the best recommendation. And again, at that point in time, it then becomes a process of educating your union membership that you're doing something to their benefit also, that you're not taking services away from them or coverage away from them. And sometimes that's the tough of that.
Yeah, I'm just, like, before we embark on that, is it a good idea to like speak to?
Well, again, premature, we don't know the numbers. Once we see the numbers, we'll work out a plan. I've been through this process many times. It's an education of the union membership and to let them understand this is what we're looking at. We're not putting you in an adverse position. So, and again, you might market it and you may get no one reply.
It's on the contract that we're following the procedure.
We'll get there, we'll get the proper process in place. A little premature, but since we were talking dental renewal, I just, knowing that you're gonna start hearing state rates are starting to come out, where is it? That way you're a little bit ahead of the game in that process. So we'll keep plugging along and looking at what's best for the district. But another 30, think about another 30% premium increase.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But it's a reality, it's a potential reality, and there are bills floating out there from various political subgroups or assembly people to actually develop a new state health benefits program. So we'll wait and see what Senate bills, what Assembly bills actually make it to the floor and if they move forward. But right now the system is not working. When you're looking at consistently high 20, low 30 renewal numbers. Something's not working correctly.
That whole system, maybe we should just get rid of it, just find somebody else.
You need state health benefits, and if it's not through the state bigger plan, you have to hope that companies are willing, and Aetna and AmeriHealth, one of them are willing to take on. Although we're not small, we're not large either. So it's that combination of do they want to take the risk of bringing you on with your experience rating.
And at least for the next year and a half or so, by statute, the health benefits that the board provides have to be equivalent to
Or
the state
better.
plans, at least for the Chapter 44 plans.
Right.
So any switch would automatically meet
Yeah,
the
has to.
union
Mandatory.
language
Right.
for at least those plans and those employees.
And I can share with my past experience, there was always feedback, and if you work with the right insurance consultant, they put together the paperwork to show you the comparison of what you have, what you're getting, the cross-reference. That's the important, the education of it in that regard.
For CarePlus and CCL, are they new vendors or are they just old ones that we're renewing?
We've been using them before. They're part of it.
Okay.
Again, as these contracts start coming in for professional services, we're going to be presenting them to the board.
And let me just emphasize, they are on an as-needed basis. So these are only accessed if a child's IEP requires a service that we don't have in-house staff to provide. And then we would go to an outside provider.
Thank you.
Livonia, thank you. Any questions on this question? No? Let's move on to the personnel agenda. Ms. Sugyampa?
Okay, personnel, we have 5 agendas to be presented today. Number 1, resignation of staff. Number 2, amendment of part-time summer bus driver hours. Number 3, approval of lunch aid. Number 4, ESEA grant program administrators 2026-2027 school year. Number 5, approval of scheduling and counseling assignments.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions or discussion in the personnel agendas? No? Alright. But next, we didn't really write all this like new or unfinished business here in the agenda, but I just have a question to the board members. For next month's meeting, August meeting is scheduled for 19th, the third Wednesday. Mr. Junior, will you be able to preside, or do you? We need to see if whether the quorum will meet for next meeting. Other than that, we have to change the date to possibly 18,
Yeah,
a
let's
day
change three.
before.
Yeah. I'm okay with changing three.
You don't want to preside. So, is it 18 is okay with
Yes.
everyone? Like a Tuesday, it's
Fine.
it's the August.
Wait, why are we changing this?
Because I can't make it the Wednesday meeting, so I'm asking if you board members will okay with Tuesday instead of 19 Wednesday. It's the 18th. You okay? Okay, then I will add to the agenda to change our August meeting from 19th to 18th. Okay, and also just I want to make a comments on unfinished business that some residents and some parents asking the board, I don't know, probably you might have the same question from our community, that how much our tax increase will impact each household in our municipality. As we already presented a few months in the past regarding our school tax and the budget for New Year, our tax increase on school project is 6.74, and solely it's mainly is by the health insurance for our school staff of state that almost more than 30% off. That's the big impact to our tax increase on school levy. And I don't think we have really clear number how much will affect to each household. For approximately roughly, I anticipate that if you have $1 million house, probably no more than $500 more than prior year. But we will come up with the exact number maybe next month. Okay? So if there's any rumors or incorrect information out there, please have your own knowledge on it and explain. Because I see because we also need to communicate with the Board of Palisades Park governments as well. They just updated their budget in their website. Based on the website, the municipality municipality tax will increase up to 11.5 in my calculation. But still not sure, it's just my calculation on the data they posted on their website. So we will get the numbers, how much it will impact our household for next tax, from this August. Okay, and now may I have a motion to close our working session and open to our regular session.
I'll make a motion. Second?
All in favor? So we start with board president report, and I don't have one, but thank you for everyone to make this meeting. You came more members came than I thought, because usually sometimes each year is different sometimes the board doesn't have any July meeting, but this year we do. We have more agendas to take care of this year, and thank you for making it. And next, I will have our superintendent for his report.
Sure, sure. Good evening. First, I want to apologize again for missing the June meeting. My son graduated high school, so I wanted to attend. Thank you, thank you. So I appreciate, I heard the meeting went very well. So thank you all. First, I just wanted to give you an update on the facilities. So you may recall the district has, for the past 3 years, been working on an HVAC project at the high school, middle high school. That project is very close to being closed out. Emilio and I walked into every classroom that has the new air conditioning, train technology, unit ventilators and system, and nearly every room was working well. We toured the building with the architects, took very careful notes. There are a few punch list items that need to be addressed, and the architects and the district will not sign off on substantial completion and issue the final check of $335,000 until the system is working perfectly. The good news is our students that are there this summer are enjoying a very comfortable environment, especially with this heat, and we are getting very close. Additionally, Train Technologies came in and did a software training with our custodial team, Emilio, myself, so we can understand it's a very sophisticated system, and so we can, from anywhere remotely access the software and look at temperatures and also control them even remotely, which is a very nice feature. Also, I mentioned this a while ago, but it's worth repeating. They wanted to start up the system in the winter, and Emilio and I said no, because in the winter when it's 30 degrees, how do we really know if the air conditioner is working? So they did launch the system in May, and we've had really warm weather, and it's being put to the test. So we're glad we delayed that startup of the chiller. Train also, when we made that decision, Train also agreed to extend the warranty at no cost. So the startup occurred in May. We have 1 full year of a warranty through May of 2027. So I think we're in a good place. Like I said, there's a few little follow-up items, and once they are complete, then we will close it out and issue that final payment and certainly share that with the board. Okay, but we are getting very close, and I anticipate if we have a warm September, it'll be nice to have a fully air-conditioned building in the fall. Additionally, we are doing building walkthroughs, working with our facilities team. There is a lot happening. As you know, there is a limited budget, but Emilio and I have visited every school with the custodial team. Right here at the ECC, for example, we're removing the canopy at the main entrance. You may have seen that it was damaged and there was some debris falling, so it does need to be removed for safety purposes. So that will occur before school opens. We have some roofing projects happening. We're doing some cleaning of roofs, dealing with drainage issues that have been clogged. There'll be some painting going on in classrooms. And we're also taking out, there were window units with the new air conditioning at the middle high school. We had older window units, and we are removing them. Those that are rusty and end of life will be discarded. We'll make a list for the board to accept. But those that are in good condition, we will relocate. There's a couple of offices at the high school that still have window units, and at Lindbergh, if we can reinstall them, we will make good use of any equipment that's valuable. On the human resources front, Emilio talked about the accounting being 6 months behind, and now we're finally caught up. I can say with HR, I feel very good. This summer, compared to last summer, just to give you some statistics, last summer we had about 35 vacancies in August. It was a real challenge. There was a lot of turnover. 100% of the central office team was new this year. 70% of the building administration team is new. So we've done a lot of successful onboarding. People are now very settled into their roles, and we're happy with that. And compared to last year, like I said, 35 vacancies. Now we may have 3 or 4 vacancies that need to be filled before the school year begins. So we're doing interviews, conducting reference checks, and thank you for adjusting the August meeting, because we will probably have some final hiring decisions just so we're fully staffed. But I have no doubt we will be fully staffed for the opening of school. Contracts. So you may recall also last summer, all of our employees, every bargaining unit and even the independent employees were without a contract. We've done a lot of progress, I think, this year. The teacher's contract is settled. We have a couple of years to go there. We settled the supervisor's contract. Now we are very close. We extended the Teamsters contract, but now we are very close to we have an unofficial agreement where we're writing up an MOA, and hopefully in August can bring you a proposal. The Teamsters is a small union, but we do have 9 members, and they're very important for us. And the last one that we're having communications with is the Administrators Association, which are the principals and directors. Again, we have 8 members, and we are making good progress in conversations. And if not August, hopefully in September, we can bring you a proposal to consider. Last meeting, I wasn't here, but Grace was kind enough to just give me, the public raised a question about did the district reduce one-to-one aides. And I just want to give clarification for the board. Unfortunately, the parent's not here, but from a budgetary perspective, we did not reduce special education aides. That is a decision that comes from the IEP team. So the Committee on Special Education decide if a 1-to-1 aide or a 2-to-1 aide or even a 3-to-1 aide is needed based on a child's needs. Behavioral needs or academic needs, or even medical needs sometimes. And that is when you recommend an aide. Once the aide is on the IEP, we must support hiring an aide. Yes, it's expensive, but it is the law. It's a requirement. So we cannot, I as superintendent can't say, oh, we're going to take 75 aides and reduce them to 60 aides next year. It doesn't work that way. So we have a budget. Now what we are doing, and this maybe was, maybe the communication wasn't clear, with particular parents, we are trying to make a more thoughtful process when determining whether or not a child needs an aide. So we've created a checklist where all the committee members will ask questions like, what is the aide for? Does the child have trouble transitioning from one class to another? Does the child have difficulty focusing and needs prompting? Does the child have a medical plan? And the aide is helping implement that medical plan. And then the next question is, if we say yes, we believe a 1-to-1 aide or a 2-to-1 aide is needed, the very next question is, how can we foster independence and wean the child off the aide? Because the ultimate goal for all children, right, so whether disabled, non-disabled, is to foster independence. And sometimes if an aide does too much for a child, they don't become independent. So we are trying to be very thoughtful and provide aides when needed and when the committee recommends them. So every recommendation is being fulfilled, okay? But what our parents at the table and our staff members may be experiencing is we are asking them to be more thoughtful and not to just say, oh, I think the child needs an aide because I feel it will be good for her or good for him. Well, feelings are important, but the next question will be, what data do you have to support the recommendation? How many times has the child been able to, not focus or needs prompting? And so there's more thoughtful conversation. So I will maybe try to reach out to that parent and just, make sure this is clear. But as a board, I wanted you to also know, by no means are we reducing aides for budget reasons. That is a misunderstanding. And we'll try to communicate that clearly at every IEP meeting. Also, the after-school program came up last meeting. And just so the board knows, and I will reach out to our PTA and we'll get a message out to parents. We had Jewish Family and Children's Services that had an after-school program called Club Ed. I think about 60 families did rely on that, working families who needed to pick up their children late. We are actively having conversations with a nonprofit organization that is running after-school programs in a few neighboring school districts. So I have recommendations from superintendents, from principals, who are saying very positive things about this nonprofit organization. I don't want to say the name publicly yet because I want to do some more reference checks, but we are thinking about offering them the same arrangement, which was we did set up a contract with Club Ed. It was $2,000 per month or $20,000 per year, and then in turn they provided the after-school program to our families, at a fee, of course. So we will hopefully by August have a recommendation for the board for an after-school program. I think we did a 2-year agreement with Club Ed, but they were here for some time. So I think if it's a new organization, we probably would go with a 1-year agreement and make sure they're doing a good job for us and for our families. Lastly, I just wanted to talk about registration. The admin team is having active discussions about our registration process. You may or may not know we have a registration information on the website, and we are still operating in a model where parents physically fill out the registration form and then physically provide copies of documents and information, proof of residency, and other documentation. We are hoping to move to online registration. It would be no extra cost. Our Genesis student management system has a feature for online registration. And we think maybe not 100% of our families would be able to do the online registration independently. We do think the majority will be able to. So that'll create more efficiency. There's no extra cost. We already have the system in place. And then for those families that may need assistance, we can have them make an appointment, and here in the school, we can have someone assist them with that online process, as opposed to taking the paper and then manually entering all of that information. And then as far as tracking our students and staying up to date on the registration, this will, I think, free up time to be more efficient with verifying residency. If a lease expires, for example, to follow up on that as well. So we're having some conversations, and I will come back to the board in August with a little more detail as far as action steps. But we are hoping to improve and tighten up our system in the year ahead. That being said, I will say all year long, the district is very diligent about if we learn or suspect that a family does not live here and children are not sleeping in our district, we do look into that. We take that very seriously. We do have a lack of space. Our classrooms are filled, our buildings are filled. So we are very mindful of that. And we do have a private investigator who works really well and is very conscientious and also very respectful of the families, but very diligent. So just to let the board know, and in case sometimes there's a perception that there are a large number of students that are attending school here but may not live here, but there are some, and we try to address that. But we even hopefully will be more efficient in the year ahead. Any questions?
Thank you, but that enrollment part, that the student registration, it's a high interest of the public. That's something giving the public some unnecessary concern that they are paying for what they need to for. So thank you for bringing that issue up.
Yes.
And also all the work, thank you. And on behalf of the board members, I thank to our administration and administrator and including you last 2 months, but you were not there. So I'm just expressing our appreciation to your work too.
Thank you, Sue. Much appreciated. I keep you informed.
Any questions to Mr. Bang on his presentation? Then Mr. Monday, do you have attorney reports?
Nothing to report, I know, I was looking at that. Grace saved me
Okay.
again.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and, by the way, did we contact student rep, Tyler, John,
So this term runs from July through June.
June, right?
So we're supposed to have a new person.
They will go on student election in high school, right? And then he will start from September or July. I'm not sure about, but, okay.
Yeah, we're looking into.
Yes. Grace and I realized that his term ended, and we will be speaking with the high school. I should know this, but I apologize. I don't know the exact process by which he was selected. I know student government elections happen, at the beginning of the school year, and I do believe it's tied to the student government elections. So we should have a student rep back here in September, which will be called.
Thank you. So, let's move on to the business agenda. Approval of board minutes. May I have a motion to approve June 24, 2026 meeting minutes? All in favor? No objection. Okay, next item is finance. We have 19 consent agenda for board approval. May I have a motion? Who's second? Could you do roll call?
Ms. Fucho?
Yes?
Mr. Rayford?
Yes.
Ms. Ingilkin?
Yes.
Mr. Justin Joe?
Yes.
Mr. Junior?
Yes.
Ms. Flannery? Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Aaron
Thank you. Next is personnel. We have 5 consent agenda for board approval tonight. We have a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Fucho?
Yes?
Mr. Rayford?
Yes.
Ms. Ingilkin?
Yes.
Mr. Justin Joe?
Yes.
Mr. Junior?
Yes.
Ms. Flannery? Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Aaron
Yes.
Next, the new business. I make a motion to move our August regular meeting dated on August 19th to move to August 18th, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. May I have a second?
Second.
Wait, they're just, oh, the eight.
Yeah, I made a motion, yeah. All in favor? Thank you. Now,
Yes, I don't remember you guys, do. some boards
sometimes
do
we
make a
do,
motion,
sometimes
some.
not, right?
Yeah.
If not, I think I'll just move on to it. Okay, so next is the audience participation. In order to conduct its meeting properly and efficiently, the board shall require the following procedures to public participation at board meetings. Any individual desiring to speak shall give his or her name, address, and group, if any, that is represented. The presentation shall be as brief as possible, but no more than 3 minutes per individual. The board vests in its president or other presiding officer authority to terminate the remarks of any individual if he deems it in the best interest of those present to do so. So now our meeting is open to public audience. Is there any person watching you? Right. If not, we have a motion to close our audience participation and move on to close the session. And then closed session will take at least 30 minutes and to discuss legal matters and HLB reports. Who made the motion?
Action may be taken after.
May or may not be ready.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Should we go into the other one, or-